Good morning. We're drying corn. There's two lights on. You can see it. There it is. Well, we got a little bit, not a lot, but that won't take long to dry. We've got 8 acres of corn to go shell. We got a load of dried corn on the truck here. We're gonna go haul in. Phil's taking the other one in. He let me the new truck. I'm shocked. But we got Brock this morning, and we're gonna go shell corn. Okay, we got our load hauled into the elevator. Truck's empty. We'll fire the combine up here. We're gonna check the engine oil and look everything over real quick. We've only got 8 acres, so this won't take very long. Okay, let's finish this up. So we're looking at our yield map over here, and I noticed something in that strip that we did over there. You see this red strip? That's unusual. So then I got to thinking, I wonder what caused that. Well, we start looking through our application maps, and I go back to when we were putting anhydrous on here, and look at this little screenshot that I've got. Huh, how about that? That one pass right there did not get any anhydrous. It looks like a tank ran empty halfway down that pass, and I either didn't finish the pass or forgot to click the foot switch to turn the bar back on after we switched tanks, and so that half a pass didn't get any anhydrous. Those are what we call unintentional check strips. Nitrogen pays. It pays to put nitrogen on your corn, and if you don't, it's not going to yield very good. So, you know, it's all right. We learned something that we already knew, but hey, it's a check strip. Not much better way than to get out in the combine first thing in the morning and shelling corn, running our awesome equipment. Okay. We got, I don't know, 4 rounds or so to finish this up. Not a lot. We'll get her done. We should be able to, between loading the empty truck that's here and the grain cart, get done shelling. And then we're going to deal with the corn and maybe haul some more dry corn and go check our beans. We're not going to get any sunshine today. Ain't going to happen. However, it is very windy, and there's no dew this morning. And the wind should keep things drying out, and we might be able to combine beans this afternoon just because of that. They may be a little wet, but I think we'll be able to get something done at least. Made it to the last pass of the field. Cool, good deal. Just after 10 o'clock. Yeah, this will work out. You can see how windy it is. The plant's blowing in the breeze there, so I don't know. We're gonna go check the beans in a little bit and see if we think we can do them. We've got the header cart for the corn head already here at the field, so we can drop this and then just continue on to the bean fields without going back to the farm. We'll have to get the head down there, get some stuff moved. It's gonna take a little while, but hopefully we can go. Well, we made it up to a 197 average for this first field, so we will take that. That's acceptable. I hope that we have better corn elsewhere. I'm sure we have better corn elsewhere. I don't know if this is our worst or not, but it was the driest and died the earliest. So it potentially could be our worst. Now this is a pretty decent farm, so I would think that we probably have some other fields that just aren't as productive. It won't be quite as good. But it bodes well for what we're probably looking at here over the course of the fall. Now, here's the challenge for us, is trying to figure out what exactly we're going to do. Obviously, we want to go and combine beans. We have 220 acres of beans that's that way. It's 10 miles from the home farm. We're about 5 miles now, so it's about twice as far away as what we are. It would be really nice to go and get all of those done. Problem is there's a hurricane coming, and we're going to get a bunch of rain from this hurricane, or maybe not a bunch of rain, but some rain. And it's going to be stretched out over about 4 or 5 days here. Like, they're calling for it late this afternoon, all the way through like Tuesday. There's chances of rain. So if we go move down there, and we can, even if we can combine for 4 or 5, 6, 8 hours, whatever it may be, if it starts raining, then we're 10 miles away from basically all of the rest of our fields and not going to pull out to come back there, and we're going to stay until we can finish it. The weather after Tuesday next week looks really good for running beans, and we'll have that opportunity. But we're kind of stuck there. So the other option is to go back towards home and try and run some beans closer to the farm there, so that when we get rained out from doing beans, maybe we could shell some more corn. But I don't know that we have any dry corn anywhere else either. Like, all the rest of our corn I've tested has been 26 or 25% or wetter, so I don't know that that's really a good option. So we need to go look around a little bit and just verify that we think we can combine the beans. But I think what is going to happen is that we're going to go to the fields that are 10 miles away, combine as many beans as we can today before the rain hits, and then we are going to be in an extended harvest rain delay until the weather clears next week. So it's not ideal, but keep reminding myself that we're way ahead of last year's harvest pace, and it will be okay. We'll figure it out, and you know, we can only do what we can do. If we don't have any corn ready to run anyway, getting stuck not being able to run beans isn't the end of the world. We might as well be stuck with the beans that we need to get done. All of that 220 over there, that's going to wheat. That's why it's important that we go and get them as soon as possible, because we need to get the wheat planted there. So right now what we're going to do is drop the corn head on that trailer so that we can pull it back to the farm, because we don't have any more corn. Well, we do have more corn this way. There's a field down on the corner here about a half a mile, but it's the new farm that was the last planted. It's not ready, so we're not going there. So we're going to take the corn head back to the farm because we'll need it there next, and take that in the semi, leave the combine in the grain cart, and go figure out what we're going to do from here. Our new truck, it's all dirty. Anyway, we're going to haul another load of dry corn in, and then stop at the bean field on the way back and see if they're ready to go. It's windy. All right, we got that load hauled in. Brock was putting a wagon of wheat in the barn there, so I came down to help him get that where I wanted it. I did stop and check those beans on the way back. I was on the phone, so I didn't film it. But, I don't know, they're pretty soft. I'm thinking twice about going there right now. Because those beans have to go to town, or they're going to go to town. They're going to be wet. We're going to take a huge hit if we go there now. Maybe we should come back and work on these ones closer, where we can put them in a bin and blow some air on them to dry them out. And then we're not stuck there for a week. I don't know. New plan. Okay, so we went and looked at the beans up here on the corner, and they are definitely drier than the field that I looked at that we were hoping to go to. So I think we're going to move back here and start in on them and see. If they're 15 or less, we'll probably keep going. If they're 17 or 18, we'll probably not go. But at least we'll be close to home, and we can decide that and not have to be stuck 10 miles from the farm here. You know? Did I tell you we got a new plan? Maybe? Yeah, I think I did. Anyway, we're waiting for Brock to get back from lunch. I am hauling some trash, and then we'll go get our combine and our grain cart. Our March planted beans are getting close. Still got a few green leaves hanging on yet. I've talked to a lot of people that are really surprised that we haven't been able to run those yet, and that they weren't ready because they were planted so early. But they're a group 3 bean. They're a 3.0 in a maturity group, and so they take longer to mature than what the 2.2s do, even the ones planted later. So maybe next week we'll get to them. What is pretty likely to happen here is that we're out of the fields for the next 4 or 5 days because of the rain coming, and then everything is ready to go after that, and it's just go as fast as we can. So we'll see. That'd be a good thing. Dad's been picking up his logs that he cut this summer. They're kind of rolling out into the driveways, so we're gonna push them up by the barn a little better. At least get this one rolled up. That's better. We went and got the combine, taking it to the field where we're gonna go here. The neighbor's out running. I see some dust over there. We'll check this out as we drive by. We've got 2 Deere X9s. The one out there running is a fence. There's the 500 bushel cart with a 620 case quad, and that Fendt down there is running a 62-foot draper head. Impressive. That it is. It is impressive. Now last year that guy was running 2 Fendts and 1 Deere. Now he has 2 Deers and 1 Fendt, but the Fendt is the only one running at the moment. Whether that's because they're still just getting started and not everybody's here yet, or I don't know. Fendt's got the bigger head on it. Maybe that's why. All right, so this is where we're going for beans. My head is going to be here in a few minutes, but we got to do some changeover on the outside stuff of the combine. We got to set our rotor speed into gear 2. We got to put our chopper knives in, speed up the chopper, and move the deflector. So, chopper speed. Open this up. Both of those easier with 2 hands. And then this handle needs to get pulled out. Right there. Oh, that's the first time I've ever been able to do that without having to turn the pulley a little bit. Okay? And close those. We open up this. And we pull this handle. Like that. Close it. Loosen this up. Get all the dirt and fall off of there. Pull that like that. And then tighten the handle back up. Can I do it with one hand? Got it. Okay. And then over here, we move this deflector from corn to grain. That's it. There is an adjustment on the tailings rethresher. It stays in the corn position for beans and corn. You change it for wheat. We do not ever change our feed accelerator belt. It stays on the slow speed all the time. Same thing with the feeder house chain. Same thing with the feeder house drum height, which this one doesn't even have really the handle there to do it anymore. I guess it does, but I've never changed it. It just stays where it is all the time. There's our field. The brown is a different variety. They're a 2-2. It's the end rows and the first little bit along the road here. We're sitting up in this corner. The rest of them are 2-8s. And so we got our drain tank open. We can actually start the threshing part of the combine up and let it adjust because we're switching from corn to beans, so our settings here all have to change. And it should pretty well do it on its own. Yep, it is. So it's slowing the fan down. Got our chaffer and sieve set where we want. That rotor speed seems a little fast to me, but we'll let her start somewhere and then kind of adjust from there. But okay, so that's ready. Now we just wait for the head to get here. Back in the beans. Let's see how this goes here. So we're pushing over there on the edge, of course. It says we're 15.5 to 16 moisture. It's not terrible. We'll see. We'll just kind of watch. We gotta get the ends off and get out into the field and figure out where everything's at here. So let me get stuff opened up. Well, they're 15 to 16%. Phil just took the first load. We'll see what he says they are once he gets them unloaded and tested. I think we're gonna keep going. They're combining really well. And they're pretty darn good beans. Like this round, since the last time we unloaded, we're averaging 73. I'm gonna take that every dang time. This is a 2.8 bean that we're in now. We got the stuff around the electric poles and the screwing around done, so things go faster and get better from here. This is not a tiled field. It is very poorly tiled. We don't own this one, but it's very close to the farm. We're just a quarter mile down the road from the farm. It's behind us here. but there's a few random strings of tile, nothing nearly what it needs. I'd have to look up the planting date, but I think it was relatively early. It wasn't the last planted stuff, I know that. But they're good beans. And these are 2 8s, so we're starting to get into the little bit fuller season maturity stuff. I'm waiting for them to drop off. I haven't done it yet. They're still really good. Yeah.
You put these in the bin then?
I just asked Phil what the moisture was, and
I did the first load. I'm going to put the rest, so I'm going to fill the overhead.
Why? Okay.
Sounds good, thank you.
Anyway, I asked him what the moisture was, and he said 14.5, and I was like, oh, okay, because my combine says they're 15.8, so combine's reading a point wet, at least a point wet, which is fine. I mean, it's good. They're drier than I thought. So we're gonna keep going until it rains, I guess. That's good. And the beans are really good. We've broke a 70 field average, and oh man, that's awesome. These beans, this is good. It's good. It's good. Except for that spot. That spot's probably not good. And also probably not 14%. That probably gonna spike a little bit there. That's okay. Blend them off. So what I'm finding in this field, or at least in this variety within the field, these 2 8s, they're a pretty thick bean. There's a lot of plant material out here, but it is variable. When we get down in little dips like this one right up here in front of us, there's some green leaves, there's a few brown leaves. It really bogs the combine down. It takes a lot of power to get those beans out. So I am running, just started, but I'm trying to run our Harvest Smart, where it controls the speed for me. So that's this here. It tells you the target, and you can feel it. The combine's bogging down, so it's slowing it down, slowing it down. It's sensing the load on the engine, which is this graph up here. It's sensing the pressure on the rotor, stuff like that. It's using the grain loss to kind of determine the best speed for the combine. This would be a great field to test one of John Deere's new combines, the 25 model year, where they have predictive ground speed, whatever they call it, automation, because, so this is reactive, right? It's sensing what the combine is doing as it's going into it. So you're going to get a little bogged down when you get into that thick spot before the combine reacts to it. Well, on the new combines that you can buy for next fall, John Deere has announced, or has released these, it's got cameras on them. They kind of mount right up here underneath the mirrors, and they look at the crop out in front of you, and it can see that low spot where the material is thicker coming at it, and predictively slow the combine down ahead of it, and then speed up where it needs to, or where it can, to kind of maximize your capacity through the combine. Is it necessary? Nah, it's not necessary. But is it cool? Heck yeah, it's cool. That's awesome that you can do that. And if it also uses satellite imagery that you load into the combine from satellite pictures that it's taken throughout the year, or I don't know when it takes them, to kind of try and predict that crop mass as it's running through the combine. I think that's pretty cool. See that spot? You didn't see that spot very good. That's deer. That's deer coming out and laying in our beans and smashing them down. There's been a lot of those spots out here. But anyway, the beans are really good, especially when you get down in those low spots. Like, what are we at here? The 70s, 79, 83, 81, 83. That's awesome. That is just fantastic. And then you get up, it kind of goes uphill a little bit until we get to the far end of the field. They drop off a little, but not a lot. This field's pretty consistent across it. Not nearly as variable as the cornfield that we did was. So, I don't know. We'll see. The best part of the field is over there in front of the woods. And then there's a wet spot behind the house that, if they didn't drown out, should be really awesome beans. And then as you get to the far east side, over in this side of it here, it's not as good. But I doubt we'll get there today. There's 128 acres in this field, and yeah, it's going to take us a while to get across them. I expect it to be raining before we would get to that point. So this field is one of the first ones we've gotten into where I have an actual test or a strip trial of some different stuff. This is the field that we tested my source application timing. And so we have 3 strips replicated 3 times across the field. We have a strip of V, or R1, we'll say, V3 to R1 applied source. we have a strip of R3 applied source, and then we have an untreated strip, and they're 2 sprayer passes wide. And so I don't remember exactly where everything is at, but I did find something interesting. Just looking at my map here, you can almost, in these last about 4 passes, pick something out where maybe we picked up just a little bit, where the beans got a little better, at least in that hole in the middle there. You know, it's gonna be really hard to see from the combine, something we can isolate on the computer a little bit more, especially when you're talking about, you know, 2 bushels doubles your money on the product. So can you pick out a 2 bushel yield difference on a yield map like that? Yeah, it's pretty hard to do. But maybe there might be something there. It almost looks like it. It's just really hard to tell at this point. So, but yeah, we'll get some data off of here. We've got a lot of trials and stuff in different fields, but we just haven't gotten to a lot of those fields yet. There are some green stems in here. The moisture doesn't... Whoa, sorry, I dropped you. Oh, this way. The moisture doesn't really jump. The yield does. There's some really good beans in here. Oh, I got up to 16, 15, 6. But that's reading wetter than the moisture tester at the farm anyway. So they're just green stemmed, green leaves on them. It take a ton of power to run through the combine. That's why we run a 780 with a 40-foot draper, because we need the power to run our beans. Yeah, they're fun when they're 90 bushel beans. Aha. Yeah, buddy. I told you the beans were better over here. I didn't know they were greener. They're not wetter, but I mean, they're better. I saw 110 flash up there a little bit ago. This round, since the last time I unloaded, is averaging 83. That's basically this down and back. Yeah, they're good beans. That'll bring an average up. Well, I lost my grain cart driver. Brock decided he had better things to do on a Friday night than run grain cart for me. I don't know what possibly could be better. Something about going to a football game with his girlfriend. Anyway, we're making progress here. We got the end rows along the back done. We're up to 72 acres done in this field. That's a good day already, and we're still moving. So I haven't looked at the radar to see how close the rain is, but my phone felt the need to inform me that rain will be starting within an hour here. We'll see if that happens or not. Well, we're doing really good here. We're over 90 acres done in this field of the 128 and moving right along. However, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but we're starting to see a few sprinkles on the windshield. That rain is definitely moving. Look at the clouds. You can kind of see right there. Looks like the rain band getting to us from the hurricane. I don't know how much farther we're going to go. It's probably going to get to us before we can finish this field. We're down to 30 acres, 35 acres at least. So probably not going to finish it. I would need a good 2 hours, and I think we're going to get rained out. But we got a heck of a lot more done than I thought we would at about 11 o'clock this morning, when I was thinking, oh crap, we aren't going to be able to do anything today. Can't imagine this is going to last too much longer, because we are getting some... I can't show you because the camera won't focus on it, but it's just real light specks on the windows. It hasn't rained yet. Nothing's gotten wet, so we are able to keep going, but I would think it's coming soon. I'm going to go as long as we can. We've got enough wind still that I don't think the bees are going to get tough from the dew. It's going to be the rain that shuts us down. So we crossed 100 acres. We're up to 101 here, and we'll keep her going until we can. But there's 27. I think there's 128. Is that right? Let's see. Let's go to the totals. Yeah, we got 26 acres to go yet. So that's, what does it say? How long is that going to take me? It says it's going to take an hour and a half. Hour and 21 minutes, but that doesn't include turns and stop and unload on the end and all that. So we aren't gonna make it. Got one of those nice sunsets again. There it is. That's about what it looks like. The monitor glare in the windows. The sun was probably that close all day. Never got it here. Still going. I don't know how we're still going. The rain seems to be slow. Oh, good thing I saw those rose curb. I saw that grass. I'm like, why is that grass there? I remember now. There's a big tile blowout in this spot. And it is right where those tires are going to go. So we're going to combine up to it. Right there. And we're going to go around. We're going to go around. Well, I keep saying it, but I can actually see some raindrops falling through the lights now, so I think we're getting closer to being done. To 110 acres. Dang good beans. This is lots of fun when you have dang good beans like this. Phil's back, so I got a grain cart driver. There you can see the raindrops on the windows, so I'm watching my yield loss, waiting for that to spike. As the beans start getting wet, then you can't thrash them out of the pods. You'll start throwing them right through the combine. That hasn't spiked yet. I am still running the Harvest Smart, the speed control where it automates that. It's still telling me we can run 4.5 to 5 miles an hour. When that starts creeping back to, hey, 2 miles an hour, they're just running tough and it's harder to get them through the machine. That's a sign that it's too wet. And the other thing, I'm watching my head. Like, I'm looking for the head to look wet. Right now, the center of the reel is still dry. The back of the head here is still dry. And so when you get enough rain to get those things wet, that's usually when it's time to actually quit. So a few raindrops isn't the end of the world, but we can't take a lot with beans. But they're still coming in the tank at a high rate of speed. And we're going to keep them going here. I don't know if we'll be able to do a lot more, but we'll step around. We'll kind of see how it looks at the end of the round. Okay, update. The raindrops and the wind and the lights have stopped. We still have dust. We still don't have a head that's got any signs of being wet. We're going to finish the field, dang it. We're just going to finish the field. We've only got 2.5 rounds left to do. Like, I can see the edge of the field, so I think we're gonna try anyway and finish it. And we've got enough trucks and cart space to get it done. So let's go. Last round. I did not think we were gonna get there tonight. The rain has held off just long enough. So we'll get this finished up and get the trucks moved home at least and go from there. I think we got some beans to haul tomorrow. But we combined a lot of beans today. A lot. It was a good day. Got him! And we held on to our 75 average. I was nervous there at the end. We were doing some along these trees back here, and they were bad. And I was like, oh no, it's dropping. But we made it, and we got it done. 127.1 acres of beans, plus the 8 acres of corn we did this morning. That's a heck of a good day, especially considering I thought for sure it was going to be raining by 6 or 7 o'clock at night. And I mean, really, we combined the last 2 hours here almost in at least a little bit of a drizzle or sprinkles, but it never rained. It never got
I'm going to unload this and then come back and get that cart emptied tonight, Nathan.
Okay. Doesn't need to do that. I would just wait and haul them in, but that's okay. We got contracts to fill that we're trying to do. Our bin is going to get full. We're going to have to haul beans, so when it's raining here is a good time to do it. But that's all right. If he wants to get the bin full, that's fine. They did get drier here tonight, so good beans to put in the bin, I guess. But yeah, what a deal. I'm going to get this emptied and shut the combine down. We're going to take that other truck home that's sitting over there on the other side of the tractor and call it a night. It is 9 o'clock. I told you when we started that it was not great over here. It would get better in front of the woods, and then it would drop off on the far side. I was right. That's what it did. These were darn good beans in here. All of those dark green areas are over 80 bushel average. Those were phenomenal. So awesome. What a deal. Oh, I'm surprised the combine didn't yell at me. That's the first time I have gotten out of the out of the seat in about 9 hours, 8 hours. That's about 1 o'clock when we started. I haven't moved. Sometimes if you don't open the seat switch, it yells at you. Apparently I shifted my weight enough at some point. Just stretch. Anyway, thanks for watching this one. Have a great night. If you would like the video, subscribe to the channel for me. I'd appreciate that. You still got a couple days to head on over to Farm Focus and get your Border View Farms apparel before that sale ends the end of the month here. Tomorrow it's supposed to be raining. I'm not planning. Yep, now it's dark. Hold on. As I was saying, I fully expect it to be raining over the weekend. My boys have soccer games in the morning, their last ones. Our county fair, the Michigan County Fair, is this week. Ends tomorrow. I haven't been there yet, so I'd kind of like to go to that. There's a pretty big Ohio State, Michigan State football game tomorrow night. So I'm doing that stuff. And when it stops raining, we'll make some more videos. Otherwise, we'll see you next week. I do need to go out and do seed business stuff for a couple of days if we can't be in the field. So we may be doing that Monday and Tuesday. So it might be a few days before you see me again. I don't know. We'll see. Have a great weekend. Thank you very much for watching. We'll talk to you guys later.